Uh, we're just all mongrels when it comes to this religious thing. And what we do here at Unity is that we have put that behind us. And what we've done is we've learned from it. We've learned the good, because there's a lot of good, no doubt, a lot of good. But we've left the other things behind that don't serve us. Some of those things that may have even put some boundaries around us or made us feel guilt or shame or something else. And we are certainly not going to embrace that anymore. But I was sharing this morning with my husband, Dan, and he's here this morning. He's sitting back there in the corner. I'm sure I'll talk about him a little later. He told me last week that I tell too many family stories, and I said, but Dan, you're such good material. And he is. He's nearly everything I think of, I want him to teach you. He's a perfect example of how not to do it. And he has taught me many, many lessons in life, and I've learned many boundaries and with him. Anyway, he's a great guy. We were talking with Bobby about where we were on September 11th, 2001. I bet you all can remember where you were, can't you? Those of us that are old enough, we can all remember where we were at that moment. In those years, in about 1998, 99, 2000, 2001, it's when I was in that huge transition and starting seminary, and should I go into earth ministry? And that's why I went to the Catholic school, was to study earth consciousness and those sorts of things. And that's why I was just trying to figure out what it was, where God was leading me. But at that time, I'd been having some interesting visions that would just come out of the blue. And I was driving one day behind a dump truck full of mulch. My friend, one of our best friends in East Tennessee then his name was Boyd Woody. And he just passed a few months ago, and I can hardly stand to think of such a character not being walking on this earth. He was really a character, but he had retired from being a principal at a school, and he just delivered mulch. He was just a country guy. He had a museum and all sorts of old cars and you name it at his museum, and sold catfish. He set his trout line every morning. He did all sorts of wonderful things. Boyd was a character. And we loved him then. We love him now, even though he passed on a few months ago. Anyway, I had started having a few visions at that time. And a few months before the 9/11, I remember I was following Dan and his friend Boyd. They were delivering some mulch somewhere, and I was going to bring them back. I can't remember why I was following them, but I had a vision of something just all of a sudden in my field of vision, and it wasn't enough to keep me from being able to drive. But I saw a horrible fire and an underneath that felt terrible. I could feel the ungodliness of this event. Just left me with a horrible feeling. I'd never felt anything that was got it? Okay. We're trying out this new microphone, see how long it'll last. I've got a lot of static in, and I will turn them off. You want me to go to the podium or? Okay, I'll keep talking. So anyway, there was another event that happened after that vision that I had, and it was a friend that their house caught on fire while they were out of town, and it looked like it was arson from the basement that a fire was set, and it just burned out. It was a split level, just the whole center of it. And I made the mistake of driving over there and went up with them when they went into the house to see it, and got up to with the split level, top of the stairs, and there's just nothing, just this burned out hole. And all of a sudden that vision came to me, and the total absence of love is what it felt like.